By any measure, the U.S. government has spent a fortune in Iraq, at least $437 billion so far, according to Congress. And up to $1 billion more, $100 billion more, I should say, will be spent this year. Much of it goes to 60,000 civilian contractors involved in reconstruction and providing services to our troops. But the Pentagon recently admitted it has a hard time accounting for how that money is being spent and the billions that may be lost to waste and fraud. Chief Investigative Correspondent Armin Katayan reports.
This document, part of a whistleblower lawsuit obtained by CBS News, alleges a blueprint of contractor abuse in Iraq, detailing how the government was billed 10 times more than it should have been when U.S. troops used a recreation facility in Iraq. That's because they were not billed once per visit, but billed repeatedly every time a soldier used a computer or a phone, checking out ping pong equipment, pool equipment, using a towel, drinking a bottle of water. The contractor in question, Kellogg Brown & Root, denies any wrongdoing.
We're talking about huge amounts of money. You know, eventually we're going to have a bill for about $1 trillion over there, and people aren't going to be able to account for very, very large amounts of it.
The Pentagon and Congress are currently investigating about 80 cases of alleged contractor waste, fraud, and abuse in Iraq. To date, 26 have been referred to the Justice Department for possible prosecution. So far, a few individuals have been charged, most from a single case, and a few $1 million has been paid back. After 3.5 years of war, not a single criminal case has been filed against any large corporation doing work in Iraq.
The Bush administration does not give a damn about contractor fraud in Iraq.
Attorney Alan Grayson has filed dozens of civil whistleblower lawsuits against contractors, he says with no help from the government, because of what he describes as the administration's ties to major military contractors.
After 3.5 years, shouldn't they have actually brought some of these people to justice? What is the big problem?
A Justice Department spokesperson says contractor fraud and corruption allegations are taken seriously and it's aggressively pursuing a number of investigations. In addition, a senior Justice Department official tells CBS News that it takes 2 to 3 years to investigate civil fraud cases. And even then, only about 1 in 5 meet the standards necessary for prosecution. As the incoming chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Leahy just isn't buying it. He plans to get to the bottom line of just how hundreds of billions of U.S. dollars have been spent in Iraq.
This is not going to be a game of gotcha. This is going to be a game of being responsible. If we're going to spend taxpayers' dollars, the taxpayers have a right to know where the money is going.
Just yesterday, Leahy introduced a bill mandating criminal penalties for those who exploit the war effort. Armin Katayan, CBS News, Washington.